Shall we start? Okay, so okay. A very good afternoon to everyone, and it's my pleasure to welcome you all to a webinar on business canvas model. So a prayer is an expression of total faith in the present power within and around us. When we pray with faith, we express it through our sincere thanks to Him. So let's begin our session with the prayer.
नोटिफिकेशन कर रहता है, खाली आवाज आता रहती।
Now I would like to request Ms. Habila to have the Bible reading. Ms. Habila, please. Ms. Habila is with us.
Madam, Miss Havila is unable to join. Let us continue with our program.
So we shall now gear up and lighten our knowledge with lightning of lamp.
Someone is talking.
Now I would like to invite Brahmara Madam to welcome the gathering. Madam, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Internship Committee of IIC St.Ann College, today I would like to invite our Mr. Sharath Mutyalu sir, Associate Faculty, member at National Institute for Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, Yusufgura, Hyderabad. Sir is going to deal with the topic business canvas model as a successful person who has contributed immensely in this area. Sir is an expert, and today we are very happy to invite on behalf of IIC Internship Committee of our institute. Good afternoon, sir. I request you to take over. Before that, I would like to present the profile of Mutyalu Sharad sir, currently working as associate faculty member at National Institute for Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, Hyderabad. And he is also associated with the organization of Ministry of MSME, Government of India, Hyderabad. Formerly, he acted as a program manager at Atal Incubation Center, ALEP, VHub, where he was dealing with idea validation, counseling, mentoring, and guiding startups and MSMEs to achieve their business goals. He is also a certified faculty on entrepreneurship as career innovation, idea generation. To his credit, Sharad sir had organized many training programs on digital branding to MSMEs, women entrepreneurs, CEOs of FPOs, increasing the visibility and revenue. He is a very passionate trainer, and he is helping many students to pursue their career in startup, which is very interesting. He also has a post-graduation in electrical power engineering from Vishnu Institute of Technology, JNTU, Kakinada, and started his career as an assistant professor in electrical and electronics engineering department. He headed the entrepreneurship development cell. And I would like to thank Professor Sharad sir personally for accepting the invitation. I can see sir working throughout day and night, 24 hours across 7 days. And his contribution is very significant. To his credit, he had organized digital branding workshop for 120 budding entrepreneurs to help them increase their digital presence for their business. He organized 1 week training program on sensitizing the EDC stakeholders in the government degree colleges of Telangana state to establish and manage entrepreneurship development cells. He formed an entrepreneurship student body in entrepreneurship development cell of Swarnandhra College of Engineering and Technology, Sitarampuram. He delivered a lecture on sales and digital marketing. He also delivered several lectures on design thinking and idea validation, learn up and minimum viable.
I think some connectivity issues there. So, sir, can we start the session? So I would like to hand over the session to sir.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, sir. But before we begin the session, there are few general instructions for the participants. All the participants, please mute your microphone, videos, and do not interrupt the speaker during the ongoing session. And if you have any queries, that can be posted in the chat box. Later on, we can address the question and answer session. Now, I would like to hand over the session to sir. Sir, please, you can take the session. Thank you so much.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you so much. I think you can hear me better now. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir. Thank you so much.
Right, ma'am. Thank you. Ma'am, can you share me the screen sharing option for me?
Yes, sir. You can share, sir. I will stop my screen sharing.
Yeah, I think you can see my screen.
Yes, sir, it is visible to me.
Yeah, very good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Sharath Muthiola. I'm the Associate Faculty Member at National Institute of MSME, with Yusuf Gouda. So now, today we are going to discuss this business canvas model. So what is this business canvas model? Why do we need this, and how that will help us in building a great startup? So we will be discussing all these aspects now. And thank you so much, the St.Ann College, for giving this an opportunity to interact with the students and sharing the knowledge with you all. So if you are having any queries, you can ask me at the end of the session. Okay. Now we will discuss one by one. If I'm asking, if you are having the answer with you, you can just raise your hand or you can put it in the chat so that we can have an interactive session too. Okay. Yeah. So now, what is a business canvas model? Every business needs a model, a business model, but how to build it, how to start a business. There should be a model of doing this business. For that, we have the multiple aspects to understand. With that, we will understand one by one aspect, and at the end, we will also understand how to design a business model for the idea to validate the ideas. I think everyone is clear with my voice. Yeah. I think you can follow me. You are here. You are clear with my voice and screen, right? Hello. Shall I go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Right, ma'am. Thank you. So here, first of all, we need to understand the idea. What is an idea? What is a startup idea? So an idea can be generated with a problem statement. Until and unless we have a problem statement in our hand, we cannot generate an idea. So idea is very important part in any startup because it's an innovative thinking. Through the innovative thinking, innovative thought process to start something new, you are identifying the problem statement, and with that problem statement, you are generating the idea. But from where you will write a good problem statement, that problem statement can be framed by understanding the system and empathizing the stakeholders. I think you know the stakeholder. The stakeholders are nothing but the industry. So first of all, we need to understand the industry. Industry is like pharmaceutical industry, automobile industry. So these kinds of different types of industries are there in the market. Okay, when we talk about education industry, so we need to understand that industry, and the people or the companies who are directly or indirectly associated with that particular industry are called the stakeholders. And you need to select one particular stakeholder and you need to empathize them to understand what their problems are. And with that problems you are listing, you need to make a problem statement. And with that problem statement, you need to find out multiple solutions and you have to pick one. And that is nothing but an innovative idea. An idea, through all these things you have generated an idea, but end of the day you have to validate that particular idea. But with whom you need to identify, with whom you need to validate, you need to validate that with the target group with whom you have empathized as a stakeholder. You need to go with the target audience. Okay. So by doing all these things, what you will understand whether your business is having that kind of potential or not. You have generated a great idea, you have understood this.
आज मैंने निकाले मैट
Yeah, I request the students to mute yourself. Yeah, thank you.
चीजों ने उचित से पूछो चीज लाते हैं
Yeah,
I request students, please mute yourself, students.
yeah, thank you. So you are identifying the industry, you are identifying the stakeholders, you are identifying their problems, and you are building a problem statement. For that problem statement, you are generating multiple ideas, and in that you have picked up one great idea, and that idea should be validated. But after validation, what you should understand, whether that business idea or a startup idea is having that kind of potential or not. Potential in terms of scalability, in terms of reach, in terms of volumes, in terms of revenue. You should quantify that. How that business is potential. Now I am starting in Telangana and that too in Hyderabad. But in the coming 5 years, there is a possibility to grow to entire country or entire world. And how many people you are serving? Today, I am serving to 10,000 people. But in the coming years, I can serve to 10 crore people. So in that way, you should have your vision and that should be validated here at this idea validation stage, whether this business idea is having that kind of potential or not. That is very important. And after validating, yes, you have understood what is a great idea. You have validated. But what do you want? You have to build a prototype to test in the market. Okay, you need to a prototype can be built with the resources available or the support of government schemes by producing the proof of concept. Proof of concept is nothing but I'm getting many ideas, you are getting the many ideas, everyone will get many ideas. And every one of us will think that if I start a business with this idea, I can be successful. But you need to make one prototype. But how you are going to make a prototype? You need to take the support of either your own resources or the government schemes to build the prototypes. But for that, you need to approach an incubation center with a proof of concept. The proof of concept document is nothing but a document which is stating that this idea is right, validated, and I can prepare a prototype with this concept so that I can commercialize this idea. You should work in both the dimensions. I hope you have understood what is a prototype and what is a proof of concept. And exclusive for the proof of concept, we should have a dedicated session for it to understand how to prepare a proof of concept note. Okay. Next, the set of functionalities of the prototype should be mentioned with an utmost care while building a minimum viable product, MVP. So here, we have multiple thoughts, we have many thoughts, but we cannot make all the functionalities. If we thought of having 100 functionalities, we cannot incorporate all the 100 functionalities on the day one. We will slowly pick up one by one. On the day one, we will select top 5 or 6 features where we can give our customers to work on it or use it. So we should be very clear with an utmost care. We should list out the functionalities. Okay, in the first phase, we are having these 6 functionals, these 6 features, so that we can enter the market. And later on, after the multiple iterations, the working prototype may be accepted by the target customers. If you are on the day one, if you are going to the market and if you are telling that okay, this is what I have and this is how we can work on it, and people will give you the many feedbacks and all. By taking the feedback, you again change, you again modify, you can update the application or again update the features. So by taking all this into consideration, you have to make a market acceptable prototype, and that is called a minimum viable product. Okay, so that we won't receive on the day one, it is after the multiple iterations. So you can see this and keep the user in mind. Plan the scope of testing, take action, fail fast, choose the right tools and fidelity, and record the questions for testing. So here it's a prototype kind of thing, as we have discussed all these points you mentioned in the 5 stages. Until and unless the prototype is accepted by the customer or the target customer, you cannot actually commercialize it. You cannot actually commercialize it. This is very, very, very important in building a prototype. But how? Once you have built a prototype, once you have idea validated, but now what is very important, we need to make a business plan, business model. But how you are going to make a business model now? So now I'm giving you 2 minutes of time to just give me an answers or the queries till now, to discuss further, because now we are going to the business model canvas. So I have given you the knowledge to understand the business model canvas in a better way. Now you have validated the idea, now you have the prototype also ready. Now along with this, you have to prepare a business model canvas. Let us understand how to prepare a business model with the data what we have. So now I'm giving you 2 minutes of time to give me the answer. How to build a business model? What is a business model? What is a business model? You give me the answers in the chat. I'm giving you 2 minutes. After that, we will start again. So it should be an interactive session. It's not a one way. Should be an interactive. Give me what is a business model, because we used to hear that every time. We have the different business models. Have there are multiple people into the same business. They have done that thing. These people have done that thing. So we have multiple things. So now let me know what is a business model from your perspective, so that I will also give you inputs again. Yeah, please. Hello. So anyone is there?
Yes.
Yeah, please. What is a business model?
Very. Sir, I have asked something. Sir. Students, please reply.
So here, when you are telling there is nothing wrong or right, you give your opinion. Anyhow, we will discuss, but you have to think on it. What is a business model? Almost 60 people are there. Anyone can give the answer. Even you can unmute and tell me what is a business model. Okay. So let me tell you that a business model is nothing but how you are selling or taking your company to the customers. Your product, you are having a product or service. End of the day, you have to sell your product or service to the customers. And how you are selling, at what price you are selling, what is the channels you are having. So there are multiple things to be considered to prepare a business model. For example, Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime is charging some 1500 or 1400 rupees per annum. If they are charging that, how they are charging? They are charging through online, and they are giving you set of services for the people who would like to watch movies online through Amazon Prime. So they have set of services and they have set a price, and now they are delivering through online mode. The customer no need to come to any office to pay that bill. They are directly giving an access for the payment gateway. You are directly paying to them, and you are getting the access. So the channel of getting, and how many revenues they are getting, the streams, how many ways that Amazon Prime is getting the revenues. So we have to find these things. Now we will understand in a better detailed way how to write a business model and what is a business canvas model. So I think everyone is following. Shall I move forward? So any doubts? Because if you are having any doubts, you ask me now. Now, in the coming 15 to 20 minutes, I will explain you what is a business model canvas and how to write a business model. I think you are clear till now, everyone.
Sir.
Okay. Shall I move forward?
Yes, sir. Sure.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you. So, business model canvas. First of all, you understand the business model canvas. So here business model canvas, you understand what are the various parameters we have, the key partners we have, key activities, key resources, value propositions, customer relationships, channels, customer segment, cost structure, and the revenue streams. So these are the different parts of the business model canvas. So here in this, we should be very clear about each part, what we are doing. Okay, what we are doing, how we are understanding. So this model can be available in the internet, so that you can download and start filling the data of your interest area of the business. Like first, we have to start with the customer segment. The first we have to start with the customer segment. Who are your customers? You have to start with the customer segments. Who are your customers? My customers are school going kids. My customers are college going girls. My customers are software job holders of experience 2 to 3 years. So you should be very clear about who are your customers, what are the customer segments, and later you have to check with the key activities, what your customers are supposed to do, what their key activities are. Okay, unit list. Okay, they have to go to their office on so and so by so and so time. They have to have a healthy food. They have to have good nutrition food. You do whatever the key activities are supposed to. You do all these things. And the key resources. What are the key resources you have? And the key partners. So who are the different partners associated with this business so that that can be listed here. And the value proposition. See here, the value proposition itself is having one canvas, value proposition canvas. The value proposition canvas is nothing but on one side you will have the customers, on second side you will have the value. You have to proportionate what your customers are, who your customers are, then what is the product or service you are giving, what are the problems they are facing, how your product or service is solving that particular problem, what extra or additional benefits your target customers are looking at, and how your product or service is accepting it. So this kind of value versus customer, what kind of value you are delivering to your customers is listed here in the value proposition segment. And the next one is the customer relationship. How frequently you are maintaining the relationship with the customers, because the customer relationship is through mail, through WhatsApp message or normal message, or you are calling them, you're asking them to come to your office, or you are going to their place and delivering something. So how you are maintaining the relation frequently with the customer. And the next one is the channels, how you are making your products or services delivered to your customers. So different channels, it may be through shipment. If it is an exports, how you are delivering. If it's a local vehicle, you yourself delivering it, or you are having some delivery partner. If you are having some delivery partner, how you are having that this authenticity with the delivery partner to do their job perfectly. So the channels is also very very important, how you are delivering. And the next one is the cost structure. So cost structure and the revenue streams are very important for the success of any business. Cost structure and the revenue streams are very very important for any kind of business. What is the cost structure? The cost structure is how you are costing your product. So what are the different elements involved in it? Like we have discussed about the channels. So the channels, when you are listing all the channels, each channel will have its own cost. And the customer relationships, when you are maintaining the customer relationship, it also costs something. So for every activity what you do to sell something will have its own cost. So you have to list out all the cost, and now you have to check how you are meeting your cost structure also. And what is the next one? It's a revenue streams. So revenue streams is like for your product, how you are creating multiple revenue streams. It's not a one single revenue stream. The Amazon, if you take that, Amazon is getting the revenues from the multiple ways or multiple channels. One is the membership, annual membership is one, and the next one is the commission on the product what they are selling, and the advertisement for the products the people are giving advertisements. So in the same platform, the Amazon is having the multiple revenue streams. Similarly, you should also create the revenue streams, how the revenue is floating inside a company through different channels. So now with all these things come together, we have to prepare a business model. So now this is the time for you to write something on the paper to understand the actual values. So I will give you an example of these calculations. Okay, so value proposition, as we said, it's a very important in understanding the customer segments and their needs and fulfilling the things, the products and the services, whether they are meeting the requirements or not. That can be calculated and given at the time of this value proposition, right? So now the customer relationships also, you should be very clear how you are maintaining the relationship. Now let us confine to the four important points at the first stage: the customer segment, value proposition, customer relationship, and the channels. Now you know who your customers are, what they want, and how you are delivering the product, what they want exactly from the value proposition, customer segment. Now you have to tell and convey that you have the product or the service what your customers are looking at. And now through the different channels, you have to advertise and you have to sell the product or the service to the people. And now with these four, you have to create one thing. Okay, I am going to deliver my product to the customer with some diabetes type 2 who is located in Siddipet, and so through the online mode. Okay, so you should be very clear. My customer is a diabetic 2 patient in Siddipet who is looking for a kind of food, organic food, and some exercise material who is looking at. So this is a value proposition, and you are letting them know that you are providing all these things to the customer relationship, and the channel is you are delivering that product from Hyderabad to Siddipet through the different channels. How you are delivering it is very important. It's one business model, and this is the beginning of the business model. And what is the cost involving in all these things by giving advertisements, sending the messages, delivering the product or not? So based on the customer segments and value proposition, it will be very, very clear of all these things. And after doing the cost structure also, so you should find as the revenue shapes. So how you are reducing the things. So in the in this revenue streams. So when you are talking about this revenue streams, if the same diabetic 2 patient is subscribing for your services for a monthly activity, and if he is paying extra amount for a one-to-one class, and if he is also buying some medicines from you, and if he is taking some consultancy from you, so there are 4 different channels you have created for the same customer for delivering the different lectures. So that is very, very, very important. Yeah. So I hope you have understood the essence of this. And as it is an online model, as we are discussing the lecture we are delivering online, it should be done in offline workshop kind of thing for the value proposition canvas and the business model canvas, and this design thinking workshop. So if we have all these things come together, then you will better understand, better design some things in the real world. That delivering a lecture is a very minor part, but if you really wanted to start your own startup, this should be very, very, very practical. And now I would like to give time to all the participants to understand how many of you really wanted to start your own startup. If you get a wonderful opportunity, and if you know that Minister of MSME is providing up to 15 lakhs as a grant, and Startup India Seed Fund Scheme is providing another 25 lakhs of fund. So for utilizing all these funds together, we need to know how to write a proof of concept and how to prepare all these pitch decks and all. So just I would like to know how many of you are interested to start your own business and all, because we at NIMSME we are having a dedicated program course structure for those who are very serious in starting their business. Please let me know who are actually interested to start their business. How many of you have your own idea? Do anyone have their own idea, would like to work more on it, get the benefits of this government or any seed fund schemes and all?
I'm having some interest in doing self work.
Yes, Sayada. So you have your own idea to start a startup?
I have started.
Okay, you have already started. Good. So what is that area you're looking at?
I have started with the construction, like it's a beginning for me, like for a beginner. So first of all, I was working like engineer, then now I'm going with self work. However, my parents are supporting,
Good.
but don't know what to do after that. Thinking about that.
Very good. So this is where we have a preliminary and a basic idea to understand the concepts of the business. Okay, we have a preliminary understanding that this is an area where we can work and get some revenue. But in a larger perspective, if the product or the service, what you are giving to the people, if that product or service is having a national-wide uh, yes, necessity, if the same kind of product or service, if the people are looking from different parts of the country, then you can also deliver to them. But you yourself cannot go there and do all these things by your own. So you have to have the networking with them, you have to have the partners with them, and you should list out the innovative kind of approaches. So you have to list out what kind of customers you have, what exactly they are looking at, and how you are going to deliver them, what is the long term revenue basis. And based on all these things, you have to hire or associate with the relevant people to do the activities for you. So this is a very, very first point to understand for anyone, that who are your customers, how you are delivering the content, and who are your competitors, right? So in long run, we can plan a step by step and we can expand. You take any company like Zomato, Swiggy, even Byju's, every company has started very, very, very small only in India. Okay. So after they have started capturing the market by associating with the multiple people. So that is a strategy, and that is a model of working in a business, right? So Sayada, so you have started your business in construction. Very, very good to know. So if you are looking to have a startup in the registration, and if you would like to enter the construction with an innovative ideas, with a new conceptual designs and all, then definitely you can avail the services and you can take it forward. Okay, I hope you are understanding. So very good. Yeah, good, Sayada. So anyone else would like to start your business or a startup? Still, I think if you're having an idea, but uh, if you don't have how to, if you don't know how to approach, how to start, you please let me know. If you are, let me know your area of interest, then I can give you some inputs also. Because I just if I keep on telling the concepts of all these things and all, at end of the day, you may not take some inputs for your own. So just I would like to interact and give you the ideas, the validation, how you can start the things by your own. Anyone else would like to start your business having your own idea?
Else you can unmute yourself and ask the question. So one question is there in the chat box, Miss Vigyana from BAEPP. She wants to know that how she can start her own business. She's from a field of economics.
In the field of economics, great. So economics is a field, as you have said, it's one sector, but what you can deliver to the different people. So economist, as an economist, or the kind of person ideology, how you can deliver the better value. Okay, you should be very clear that. And I can say the company's growth in different sectors. As an economist, you should be in a policy making, and you should know the cost structure, for you can better work on this cost economics for, and you can support a startup. Because many startups, because I'm from an electrical engineering background, I'm into innovations and all, but I'm not very good at economics and cost structure. So if I want to take the services from my company, so I need to have a consultant who can prepare a good cost economics for me to start with. So that is where you can start having the templates, models, that you can support a startup in the multiple ways. Okay, so this is very limited space, but you can explore the multiple things in a larger way, because the CA and all these things are in that area who can support in these things also. But as an economics area, you can better work with the strategies, how they can spend and how they can get the revenues, and better optimal structures for it. You have the large scope, but if you are working with a real startup, then you will understand in a better way. As Saida said, as she is working as a job, working in a job in a construction, and later she would like to start her by her own. Similarly, you also start working in a startup, not in a reputed company. You understand how an economist can work in a startup, what kind of requirements a startup is having. So for that requirements, whom they are approaching, whether uh, uh, that is being resolved or not, whether they are getting the solution or not. You understand. Wherever you find the gap, then you will start listing on it. You become your own expertise, and let the people know that you are having this kind of expertise with you. And later you design a business model and you can start approaching and give the same services with a set of people to all the startups in the state. So that's how you need to understand the ecosystem first. What an economics person can do, you have to understand that economics first. By understanding that, we can do whatever we want in that perspective. And if we are supporting, remember, everyone remember one thing: people will give you an opportunity to work for them like a job or a business. If I want to give you a business, only thing is that how your services will help me to grow my business. That's simple. So if you can able to list out these things, then that is a very big step you can take. I hope you have understood.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Mm.
Good afternoon, sir. I am Brahmara. I have one small doubt, sir.
Ma'am, please.
Regarding the business canvas model, you had highlighted about the importance of customers and value. I think when we are looking at customers, maybe even it depends on the product which you want to offer or sell. And validation, its value is also of great importance. I just want to know, like in the field of education, basic education, how can we improvise through a startup? Because we are seeing a huge gap in education sector, especially when we are looking at literacy rates, it is very low. So in case if we want to take education as a small startup or a venture, so how can we go about it, sir? This is my question. Thank you, sir.
So great, ma'am. So we all belong to the same fraternity of this education. So here one part is like, if you are talking about the literacy rate, literacy is something you are introducing the education to the people who are uneducated. That's a different part. And the gap is like, if if I have an access to some ICT tools, you can improvise my level of learning by improving the learning methodology. If you have improved my learning methodology, so that is where we can take an example of Byju's. Byju's is providing the tablet with all the courses, and students are learning the concepts somewhat interactive mode. So if some kids are learning about the lion, what what does a lion do, and these things and all. So just in a classroom, we simply can show them the image of the lion, and we can tell that it repeats what a lion have. But the Byju's, what they are creating a 3D model for it, and they are explaining like line itself, telling that I am so and so line, I work here, I live here. That kind of the line itself is interacting with the student. This is the learning methodology, improvising the learning experience. Similarly, if you are working in a competitive field, if someone is preparing for the IITs, so what are the resources available for a student to crack an IIT? If they are lacking with some sort of material or the mentoring or the guidance, you start your own firm and providing them the necessary inputs where they want exactly to crack that particular exam. So there are different stakeholders. As I have said, education is a huge industry. In that, you have to be very specific with the stakeholder, with whom you have to work, how you need to create a value for them, how you can generate all these things. So if you add value to them, definitely they will be happy to pay you. So as I have said, even there are many online classes who are teaching the guitar, even painting, dancing. So teaching is a very huge. If you are teaching something subject like this entrepreneurship or startups, again this is a different gap. The person who is learning for a job may not be interested in startups. So you should have a dedicated course where no other people is having that kind of teaching methodologies. You should have your own USP in design. So I hope I have given you few information, but we actually work, ma'am, regarding the area. This is the area I would like to start some business like diploma, polytechnic, or engineering students, medical students, agriculture students of this age, of this on. So if you come up with that kind of methodology, then I can better give you the inputs of how you can start doing a business and understanding by what you have to teach them, how you have to teach them, what kind of business model you have to create, what kind of ecosystem you have to build to have a setup to support these students in that particular stream to achieve their goals. Until unless your teaching is supporting someone to achieve their goals, they will not come to you. We should be
Thank
very
you,
clear
sir,
about it.
for the wonderful solution you had offered. And it gave me a great clarity because even the area we want to work for the startup, it has to be focused or we have to narrow down. Then we can reach our target and also we will be able to satisfy our customers.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. And here,
Sir, but I have one small question. Of course,
yeah,
maybe I don't have much knowledge. Like even financial costs of that startup, like how we can arrange our business venture. Even if it is a small investment, we have to sustain. So are there any tips for that?
definitely, ma'am. There now the government of India and the Telangana state government is also coming up with many schemes to support the entrepreneurs and startups in their own area. Like if you are having an idea in IoT, if you are having an idea in this medical, pharmaceutical, automobile, electric vehicles, so every individual sector is having its own space. We have to understand it first, and the financial terms comes later, because the so I cannot simply tell that I need 10 lakhs to build a home. I cannot simply tell that, because the way I build my home, that incurs the cost, right? So I can build a home in 50 lakhs, I can build a home in 2 crores, but where I am building, why I am building, what is the use of it, I should be very clear. In the startup ecosystem also, what is your business idea? So we should work on all these things together. And coming to the financial aspects, as I have said, you should be very clear with the proof of concept. And for writing a proof of concept, you should do the work in 2 areas. One is the competitive analysis, and second one is the market analysis. So by doing the market research and the competitive analysis, you will better understand whether your business idea is having that kind of potential or not. Then you can prepare a proof of concept, and now you can apply for that grant from the government or some other private institution to get to sustain and make that product enter the market, and where we have a go to market strategy again. So because you are entering the market for the first time, you should have that strategy, and you need to slowly capture the market. You need to introduce your product or service to people, and right, ma'am, I hope you have understood.
Yes, sir. I
Yeah.
got clarity now, sir. Like even it will take 2 years to sink in into that business proposal. And we should also go with the market analysis and even the other inputs which you had suggested. Thank you, sir, for bringing in so much clarity.
And ma'am, here I would like to tell one thing. So if you find, as NIMSME National Institute for MSME is also organizing a training workshops for the students, especially who would like to start their businesses. We would like to give them the training templates and the worksheets, everything. So it's a practical kind of training where we will teach them starting from the proof of concept area to the building their ideas also. And based on the necessity, we will be connecting them to the technological partners, investors, incubation centers, so that we will support them in starting their journey as an entrepreneur. We will handhold them for a longer period. So that is the kind of ecosystem National Institute of MSME is providing. It's not a delivering lecture and all. They have to come and sit and they have to do the practice. They have to write a lot of things. They need to understand, okay, what they are doing, how they are doing, whether this product is acceptable or not. So how to take it forward? What's my 3 months vision, 6 months vision, 1 year vision? So whom we need to collaborate? What are the different opportunities we have? So we have to check with all these multiple things before we start. And if St.Ann's College for Women is looking for that kind of services as an EDC cell or in institutions innovation cell or as an incubation center, then definitely an NIMSME will give you a great clarity to all the students, where some students will become entrepreneurs with all this networking support. As individual cannot go and meet all the stakeholders and get their support, and we will be guiding and mentoring in every stage. If they are ready with stage 1, we will introduce them and we will take them to the stage 2. If they are perfect in stage 2, we will take to the stage 3. That's the mechanism we have, and we are going to we are trying to support all the students as the Startup India ecosystem is growing like anything. There are plenty of opportunities are there for each and everyone. Only thing is that you should tune yourself. You have to prepare yourself in a document so that you have to convince that this is my business side and that's going to create a value for the society, even for the children, even for the psychology also. There is a huge opportunity. But if some students want to do some build something in psychology, because there are many psychological problems under stress management kind of thing, so there are many issues are arising up. So someone can take this as a business opportunity, but how they can prepare a proof of concept that this idea will be solving the stress of the people, is addressing the psychological issues of the people. They should understand, they should empathize, they should go to the people, they should prepare some questionnaire, they should trade. So they have to do a lot of work. So that cannot be done by sitting in the classroom or watching some YouTube videos. So that won't help. So it should have dedicated skill. So there are many such areas where the government of India is also looking at to support these people, even in the games. As I've said, people usually tell that you more focus on the study while you are playing the games, but now government is supporting the startups in the games. That game should project the culture of the country. The games which are showcasing the culture, which is making the people to understand the heritage of the many
Sir,
people
I
don't
have
know all
a,
these things.
yes, sir. Thank you for sharing the information and for supporting our institution. Just I have one small doubt, sir. Is there any particular cycle for training program, or it is like any time? Like in case if the students are willing to come out with startup 1 stage, 2 or 3 also, is there any particular time? Or
Uh,
in any time they can propose? Is there like any particular period whereby the institute is going to offer the training for students who are interested in startup?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling. If you have around 30 students from your college who are interested to start really something, and they are not have the clarity on the segment also. If some people may thought that, I will work in this, and they will come to you and they will say I'm having this idea, but they should validate that it's really a good idea or not. So we will be helping them. So St. Anne's and NIMC can together work on this particular area, ma'am. After this session also we will be in touch and we will discuss the things. And if we have started one such kind of training program, it's not about the training, it's about taking them to the next level. We can make that kind of thing. We can discuss each and every stage. Well, they can discuss, but individually it will not be viable for both of us. We should
Yes,
have in groups.
in groups we have to go ahead with the training programs. Yes,
Then
sir.
so at NMSM we have all the classrooms, we have all the faculty facility. We will be dedicatedly training them, we will dedicatedly mentor them. They can come here, they can work, and we will mentor them. That's how it will take to the next level.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, ma'am.
Any other questions, madam?
Yes,
Poonam
ma'am.
madam and Swapna madam,
Yes,
any
ma'am.
questions in the chat
No,
box?
madam.
No questions. Shall we wind up the session?
If anyone would like to contact, you send me a WhatsApp message to this number, and you can send me a mail to my official mail ID mutila.sharath@nmsme.org, so that I can give you a reply. And I can lastly I can tell one thing: there are very huge opportunities in agriculture field, in pharmaceutical, in edutech, in, as I said, logic, uh, this psychology field, chemical field.
Psychology. Okay, sir.
So you work on these things. If you are having any queries, you come down to NIMS and we can discuss and we can make something at a very huge. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for are giving your time and listening to me patiently for all this time. And hope some of you will become the and I also thank St.Anne's College for Women for giving this opportunity to interact with the students. And definitely in future, we shall work in line to make the students entrepreneurs from the college level itself. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And once again, thank you for accepting our invitation at a very short notice. Today's talk on business canvas model was wonderful. It also brought in many challenges like the way a startup has to be dealt with. Throughout the session, we were amazed with the way you had presented the intricacies of a startup, and then the methodological way of presenting information. It also involves lots of other inputs, but then how to deal with the problems with the product, how to appreciate even the leading companies which try to revolutionize through their multiple channels like Amazon company, and then the way we have to put in more effort towards understanding the delivery points regarding the product, and even the cycles, ideation, prototype, and it is a very interesting session. Today's session also is an opening for our young students and entrepreneurs, or even those who are interested in the area of startup. We are very happy to know about your in-depth knowledge and sharing with us during this critical time is very important. And I appreciate and thank you, sir, once again for giving the best to St.Ann's College. We are open to accept your invitation and also make use of the training program. Here we have students from so many streams, and definitely I think this is going to be the beginning, and we will enjoy our journey, and we will learn many more such things about business canvas model. Thank you, sir, for sparing your precious time. And now over to Swapna, madam. On a personal note, I want to thank Sharat sir once again for his expertise, and he has even shown us the opportunities like how we can connect with Telangana web, I mean, even other business houses. And apart from this, like the funding part also was very clearly explained how to make the proposal, like systematically we have to deal with it. I thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. I hope if you are having any doubts, you can contact me.
Yes, sir. Surely we'll contact you, sir.
Thank you.
For sharing the details. Thank you, sir.
Shall I leave?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sure, sir.
So I wish all the participants a